Johannesburg, affectionately called Joburg, Jozi and Igoli, the City of Gold, is the financial and industrial metropolis of South Africa, built on a rich history of gold mining. The city is rapidly evolving from an edgy safari stopover to a vibrant hub for arts and culture. Cutting-edge contemporary galleries and the new Maboneng Precinct, with its funky restaurants, cafes and art studios, now rank among the city's top tourist attractions, along with the poignant Apartheid Museum and Constitution Hill. Glaring disparities, the shanty towns of Soweto, birthplace of the nation's struggle for democracy, still contrast sharply with the walled villas of wealthy enclaves and the city's gleaming skyscrapers. However, rapid changes are coaxing tourists to linger. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 rated attractions and things to do in Johannesburg. And just wait till you see what's at number 1 that we're going to be showing in this video. Something you would never even have thought of, so make sure you watch till the end. Before we begin, you can help support our channel by becoming a member of this channel. Press the join button below. This will help us to bring you more awesome travel videos. So now, if you're ready, let's cut to the chase. At 10, Walter Sisulu National Botanical Gardens. If you want to escape the hustle and bustle of the city and immerse yourself in nature, the Walter Sisulu National Botanical Gardens offer a serene slice of wilderness on the edge of the city. Managed by the South African National Biodiversity Institute, the garden is one of the 9 national botanical gardens in South Africa, and this particular location offers plenty of space and beautiful views of red rock cliffs. The garden's centerpiece is the impressive Vitporcha waterfall. Sprawling fields surround the falls, with plenty of prime picnic nooks, and a river and hiking trails weave through the well-tended gardens. Highlights include the cycad garden, fern trail, succulent rockery garden, the birds and butterfly garden, and the geological display garden. Birders and photographers will appreciate the bird hide, and kids can burn off steam in the children's garden. Keep an eye out for the park's abundant birds and insects, including black eagles that nest in the park. At 9, day trip to Pretoria. About 55 kilometers from Johannesburg, Pretoria is the administrative capital of South Africa and is worth visiting for its impressive lineup of historical buildings, monuments and museums. Ablaze with the purple hues of jacarandas in the spring, Pretoria is also a city of beautiful parks and gardens. Highlights of a visit here include the Pretoria National Botanic Garden, the Voortrekker Monument, Freedom Park, the large zoo, and a clutch of peaceful nature reserves within the city limits, with diverse wildlife and abundance of birds. Next up at 8, Pilanesberg National Park Day Trip. An easily accessible 2.5-hour drive from Johannesburg, Pilanesberg National Park is one of the most popular game reserves in South Africa. You have a chance to see Africa's Big 5 here: lion, leopard, buffalo, elephant and rhino, and the park is known for its extraordinarily rich ecosystems and diversity of wildlife, thanks to its location in a transition zone between the lush Lauveld vegetation and the parched Kalahari Desert. Apart from the Big 5, the park is also home to African wild dogs, sable antelope, zebras and more than 300 species of birds. Strategically placed photographic hides make it easier to capture close-up photos. To get the most out of a day trip to the park, it's a good idea to sign up for the full-day Pilanesberg National Park private tour from Johannesburg. An experienced guide will take you into the park for both a morning and afternoon game drive, tracking the animals you most want to see and sharing fascinating details about the wildlife and unique ecosystems along the way. At 7, the Cradle of Humankind Day Trip. About an hour's drive from Johannesburg, the Cradle of Humankind is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the world's most productive and important paleoanthropological areas. One of the top attractions here are the Sterkfontein stalactitic caves, which consist of 6 linked underground chambers with a lake at a depth of about 40 meters. Archaeological excavations here unearthed the skull of a humanoid creature known as Australopithecus africanus, estimated to be 2 million years old, called Mrs. Ples. And in 1998, scientists discovered a skeleton that dates the presence of early humans in the valley at 3.5 million years ago. Stop by the Maboneng Visitor Centre to view related exhibits and learn more about this fascinating site. Better still, explore all the highlights with an expert guide on the Cradle of Humankind tour from Johannesburg. This 8-hour excursion includes a guided visit of the Sterkfontein Caves and the Maboneng Visitor Centre, as well as an open vehicle game drive at the Lion and Safari Park. Next up at 6, Lion and Safari Park Day Trip. At the Lion and Safari Park, you can get close up with some of Africa's famous wildlife less than an hour's drive north from downtown Johannesburg. Animal interactions are the highlight here. You can cuddle a lion cub, take the cheetah walk, and hand-feed giraffes. Presumably you're on a ladder. Self-guided tours are permitted, but you can also join a guided game drive in the park's vehicles to see lions, cheetahs, zebras, ostriches, wild dogs, hyenas, and various species of antelope. Nighttime feeding tours and river rafting tours are other popular things to do. Make sure you adhere to all safety regulations and keep your windows up when driving through the park. At 5, the Maboneng Precinct. The vibrant Maboneng Precinct is a fantastic example of a successful mixed-use urban renewal project. Once a rather run-down neighbourhood, Maboneng, meaning a place of light, now fizzes with life. Funky restaurants, cafes, art galleries, shops, hotels and entertainment venues mix smartly with residential buildings. A top attraction here is the weekly Market on Main, with food from all over the continent. Arts on Main and Revolution House are two of the first developments where warehouses are transformed into artists' studios, galleries and shops. Other developments host Bioscope, an independent cinema, a community centre, designer hotels and boutiques. This is a wonderful area to wander around, feel the vibe of the city and grab a bite to eat or a cool drink. At 4, Soweto and Mandela House. Soweto, an abbreviation for Southwestern Townships, something I didn't know, lies 20 kilometres southwest of Johannesburg and offers a journey into the soul of the fight for freedom. This was an area of planned segregation where black labourers were housed far from the city centre, many in shacks made of corrugated iron. It was also the birthplace of the struggle for democracy. In 1976, the Soweto uprisings sought to overthrow the apartheid state and spread from here to the rest of the country. Today, you can see a land of contrasts. Mansions have sprouted up among the shanties, and the democratic government is trying to establish much-needed infrastructure and green spaces. Popular attractions to visit here are Mandela House, where Nelson Mandela lived from 1946 to 1962, and the Hector Peterson Memorial and Museum, which honours the brave students who protested apartheid during the Soweto uprisings, some of whom were shot by police, including the museum's namesake, who was only 12 years old. The easiest and safest way to experience Soweto is on the full-day Soweto City and Apartheid Museum tour. A knowledgeable guide will take you into the shantytowns to meet the residents, and you'll have the chance to visit the famous Vilakazi Street and the former homes of two Nobel Peace Prize winners, Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Desmond Tutu, as well as explore the excellent exhibits at the Apartheid Museum. And now at 3, Gold Reef City. Gold Reef City, 8 kilometres from the city centre, takes you back to the Gold Rush days through a series of thrilling theme park rides and historical exhibits. This family-friendly attraction hosts reproductions of buildings and businesses from the era, and you can also tour a disused shaft of the Crown Mines, one of the richest gold mines in the world. Children love the trampoline park, 10-pin bowling alley and exhilarating theme park rides, including the twisting and turning Anaconda roller coaster. The park also offers dedicated rides for young children, as well as a petting zoo. Putt-putt golf, sideshow games and gold panning round out the adventures. If you can't tear yourself away from all the fun, you can stay overnight in the Gold Reef City Theme Park Hotel. And now at 2, Constitution Hill. Overlooking the city of Johannesburg, Constitution Hill is a former prison which provides fascinating insight into South Africa's history. At the site, you can explore provocative exhibits at the No. 4 Museum, the Women's Jail Museum and the Old Fort Museum. Together, the precinct was once known as the Fort, and it forged a reputation for its brutal treatment of political prisoners, common criminals and passive resistors. Famous former prisoners include Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi. Today, the old awaiting trial building has been transformed into the Constitutional Court of South Africa, a symbol of freedom that works to protect the rights of all the nation's people. The court welcomes visitors who want to attend hearings and watch the judicial process. Guided tours of Constitutional Hill offer valuable insight into its rich history. And finally, at number 1, the Apartheid Museum. The Apartheid Museum graphically portrays the apartheid story through photos, artifacts, newspaper clippings, chilling personal accounts, and film footage. The sights and sounds of the apartheid era assail visitors as they move through the thought-provoking permanent exhibits on an emotional journey through South Africa's history. Paths follow the country through decades of oppression to the birth of democracy. Reserve at least 2 hours and preferably longer to get the most out of a visit here. Those interested in learning more about South Africa's struggle for freedom should also visit Lily Sheep Farm Museum, the former centre for the leaders of the liberation movement. And there you have the top 10 rated attractions and things to do in Johannesburg. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic travel guides. Check out more videos on South Africa in our South African Travel Guide playlist. That's all for now. Until next time.